I don't really want to do too much until you guys give me the all clear. I like rebooted my software, not my whole computer this time, just the software. Nothing else should be like loading up weirdly on my computer. So maybe we're good now? I don't know. It's weird. Okay. Okay. It's very odd. Yes, audio is coming out for the game. Hold on. I think I do have that lag going on though. Nope, no lag, we're good. Okay. So many technical difficulties. No matter how hard you try, there's always some sort of technical difficulties. It's like every stream. And to party. And to party. I had a lot of Pidgeys. Oh, I don't know what that means. Not better, just different. Thanks. Catch a nice variety of Pokemon for a while. You'll like my rival's name, Bagel. I actually like the motion controls in this game a lot. It makes it a lot of fun for me, usually, like when it wants to work. There we go. It just doesn't always want to work. That's the problem with motion controls, fundamentally, is sometimes they're just shit. You did miss me in all my, like, Pokemon gear, though. My boyfriend knows I love Pokemon, so he got me, like, a Pikachu hat and all that fun stuff. I got a Mimikyu keychain. Yeah. It's funny that I've taken this long to stream this game. Like, I've been playing the fuck out of it on my main profile. I want to catch that Bulbasaur. I know there's one around here. Because apparently they can spawn wild in the wild. I've seen them. I saw them when I was grinding for Pidgeys, dang it. Well, I just threw off my whole, like, my groove. I don't know what to talk about now. I am excited for Saturday's stream because we haven't been able to play. Like, we played really far in Divinity Original Sin 2 like a year ago or something, and then we stopped for some reason or another. Probably me. All right, fine, Kakuna, you just freaking run away. Fine. It went very good. That's awesome to hear. That is awesome to hear. Jobs scare me. Real jobs scare me. No, we were streaming it more recently as well, Divinity, and then I went on hiatus, and now that I'm out here and streaming full-time again, it's like, okay, now we can actually do Divinity again. So, Saturday's the plan to break that bad boy out again. Which we can stream theoretically a long time because Blaze tends to work most of the day. So basically, it won't be a set time on Saturday. It'll be basically me getting all situated. Technical challenge that I did in 10 minutes with relative ease. Apparently most people take 30 minutes, and I was like, LOL, how? Guess I'm a god, better hire me. Okay, the lack of punctuation really threw me off when reading that. Gotcha. But that's great. That is like really, that's super exciting news. Because yeah, that is very... New jobs are stressful. Job hunting is stressful. Interviews are stressful. It's just not a fun process. But that is always very exciting when you nail something like that. I do know, and yes, they do. That's funny. I had after working 4 years at a certain major retailer that I hated, I went to another place and they hired me. I basically got a phone call from them. This was when I was unemployed, I wasn't doing this full time. I was like, I am so not in a good financial spot right now. I really need a job right now. I'm in trouble, yada yada. So I was desperate for a job. And they called me and basically were like, we read your credentials. Can you come out to meet us and us discuss how we can convince you to take this job? And it was like the whole interview was just them being like, we want to hire you. How can we make this worth it for you? And it was just like, oh, I like this. So I felt I was like I was in like a power suit and everything. It felt awesome. It felt awesome. And that job actually went really well for me. I just didn't want to continue to be in retail. But they hired me off the street as they hired me off the street as an assistant store manager. And within they said, they're like, well, we're gonna have you in training to be a store manager. That'll be about 6 months, and we'll reevaluate you and see then. But 3 weeks in, they were like, we have 2 different stores if you want one of these. And I was like, oh. Like, they offered me my own store in like 3 weeks. So on top of being hired off the street, with them being like, how can we make this worth it to you? Then 3 weeks in, they're like, will you take a store of your own, please? So that was awesome. Didn't end up doing that because I didn't want to stay in retail. But it was definitely like very encouraging to get that kind of, to feel like for once that you're in control of the situation. The ball's in your court. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, Rattata. Let's get rid of Tail Whip. I never use those anyways. Yeah. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. I basically was like, because yeah, I went into the interview and was basically like, hey, yes, I know how to do this. I know how to do this. I can basically just start when you need me to start. But it was the big thing for them was, I was applying for one locally, and they were trying to steal me from the local one and pull me an hour away, where it was going to be an hour-long drive to and from work every day. That would be great. That would be really, really great. The closer to home definitely is awesome. That's one reason why I did end up leaving the job I'm talking about now, is like, at the time, it was an hour away, so I was like 2 hours drive every day. And I felt very isolated because it was a smaller town, but again, it was good pay and everything. But I ended up finding a job 5 minutes away, walking from my house. And it's just like, I can't pass that up. I'm gonna continue to whoop some trainers' butts. And then, of course, when doing this full-time, like, going to do this full-time was a big thing of, like, I can actually be home and not drive an hour and a half away. So, but it's very nice, because usually the whole interview process, you feel desperate. You feel really crappy of just like, I gotta get this, I gotta nail this, because I have to have this job. And it's nice to actually be in an interview where you feel like, wow, yeah, I did a good job. And I had my last two jobs, my interviews just went so freaking well that it was just like, this feels so good. I still hope this takes off. But if it doesn't, then when I have to get a new job, if I have to get a new job, I hope it continues to go well like the other stuff was. So, but I'm very happy for you. I really am, because believe me, I know that feel. It's a great way to start off a new job, going in knowing that they want you there. When I left my job in retail to go do my last job, they didn't want me to go. They kept on trying to convince me to stay there, which was also like, that was the best feeling ever. Of being like, don't though, like, we'll give you a raise. You want a promotion? We need to. I'm just like, no, I'm going. Like, I made my decision. I appreciate it. I made my decision though. But that was a really good feeling. A lot of it was I really wanted out of the rat race though. Like, I don't like retail for one, and I don't like working for a corporation. My last job was a small, well, not small, very large business, but it was owned locally. It wasn't a corporation, so I personally knew the guy who owned it, which made it even, like, better. I just don't like working for corporate. It's a very... There's so much BS that just happens with that. That's so stressful and frustrating that shouldn't happen. And it's frustrating because it's like bad business calls too. And that's what really frustrates me, is like when I see something that I'm like, this is objectively a bad business move on your part. You are losing money here. Here's how you can do it better. And they don't want to hear it. They don't care. Because, nope, we're corporate. Corporate put down this rule. This is how everybody does it in every store, everywhere. And I hate that mentality. Corporate mentality is crap. But hopefully, we won't have to deal with that anymore. I'm planning on doing some like more. I'm doing more stuff with the channel soon, hopefully. And I'm also doing more research into like better ways to promote and make better content, be a better streamer, stuff like that. I'm kind of wanting to take improv classes, but that might be further down the road. But see, usually if I can get talking about something, then I'm fine. It's just getting to talking about something in the first place is just like, oh geez, what do I do? What do I do now? And I get very hazy, and I'll just sit there and I'll lose my train of thought, and it's Forget an old move. Thunder Wave. Yeah, we'll do... Wait, is Thunder Wave just the paralyzed one? Yeah, it just paralyzes. I mean, sure. I don't use Tail Whip anyways. Now, this game has... I didn't do it in my main playthrough. I stuck to my old moves. But this game has, like, new electric type abilities or something. Oh, Caterpie is evolving. That you can learn from, like, specific trainers. That I've not seen, at least, or I don't remember, at least. that I'm interested in learning and teaching Pikachu this playthrough. Okay, now I got an Oddish as well, so I need to tuck that bad boy in my party, actually. I got a couple Oddish. Whoops. Because I don't need multiple of one type of Pokemon in my party. I had so many Pidgeys because I was just grinding out Pidgeys for the longest of times. Which I probably will actually go... There we go. There's the rival. Hey, nice. I was hoping we'd run into each other. You know there's a Pokemon gym up this way, right, Nate? You can battle against the gym leader there, and he's seriously strong. If you want to get stronger, you definitely got to try to take him on. Ah, geez, Pikachu, you're ready for a good battle too, huh? Who wouldn't be? Alright then, you're making me want to cheer you guys on too, so take these. You got 5 potions from Bagel Mage TV. Put the potions in your medicine pocket. I think this is hilarious. I'm very easily entertained. I bought some for you with the prize money I've been earning in all my battles. See, this is the thing. You're the rival. Yeah, I made you the rival. I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know who to name. And then I'm like, I'm wearing a Bagel Mage hoodie, and we're friends. I consider us friends. So I was like, cool, we're Pokemon rivals. And I figured it was free promotion for your channel too, so. But no, like usually you'd run into town and he'd immediately be like, let's fight! And no, not in this game. He's like, here's some Pokeballs or whatever. Or potions or whatever he gave you, I don't even know. It's such a good hoodie. It's seriously such a good hoodie. I wear this hoodie more than I wear like my own t-shirt for like when I did the Scream stream. Like I don't even know where that t-shirt is right now, actually. I wear this hoodie most of the winter. I'm gonna go back and grind more Pidgey, but I wanted to get through there at least. And if I find a Bulbasaur back there, I'll go ahead and catch it. But now I actually have like a party to play through the game with, so that's good. So I don't feel like I'm just grinding a group of Pidgey, experience-wise. I should buy more Pokeballs, though. I don't know if you played this game any, Bagel. It's pretty great. This is like my favorite way... Ooh, I can't buy too many, apparently. I can buy 4. This is like the definitive way to play the first gen of Pokemon, in my opinion. I think it's really good. If you like Pokemon, I definitely recommend this one. It's really good. Some people don't like the motion controls, which they should have more options. I agree. We'll just start catching Pidgey out here. But I think it's a lot more fun to use the motion controls, actually. The gyro, when you're playing handheld, the gyro is a lot more accurate, especially when the Pokemon start moving around on the screen. But I just have more fun just using the motion controls, so. I'm gonna be so, like, Pikachu's already level 15, which is already so overpowered, but I don't care. That's usually how I play Pokemon games anyways, is grind up and way overpower everybody. So, this game has a wonderful mechanic of like chaining, catching the same Pokemon over and over again, which makes it more likely their stats are higher usually, and it's more likely that a shiny will appear. I have now officially seen my first shiny in any Pokemon game ever this morning earlier when I chained catching Pidgeys, but then it ran away, and when they run away, you lose your chain. So it was like, oh, well, fuck. See, sometimes the motion controls just don't like to work. But it's very satisfying to catch them in this game. The HD rumble is really, like, anytime like the Pokeball like rumbles while it's in the process of catching them, you feel it in this, which is quite nice. If you have like the Pokeball Plus accessory, you can use that as a Joy-Con as well, and it actually, like, where the stick is, it actually lights up as the Pokeball lights up, which is also a neat little thing. But I don't want to spend my money on that because that's just, it's like, I don't know what, $30 or something. It's expensive, just too expensive for me to be like, yeah, that's worth it. It's neat. I think I would use it more for just Pokemon Go, and I don't play Pokemon Go very often, so So for now, at least, the Joy-Con is just fine. Which, speaking of, one of the podcasts I listen to, everybody just like cringes every time. They hate that these are called Joy-Con. They're like, oh, it's so cringy. I'm like, I think it's cute. Joy-Con is an adorable name. It's all positive and great. I like the name Joy-Con. Okay, don't hate on me. But no, and then of course this game is just cute and everything. This is just, it's everything I've wanted out of a Pokemon game for so long. I was already talking earlier about the fact that you can actively like avoid Pokemon and only catch the Pokemon you're looking for. My fan convention for the Switch Joy-Con. Hey, I still would be fine with that. I'd be totally fine with that. You little bitch. There we go. I've just loved the Switch from the beginning. There's definitely flaws with it, but get caught. Stop trying to run from me. Let me love you. I want to get a shiny so bad. I was so bummed out when the shiny ran. I was like, dang it. It wouldn't be such a problem if you didn't lose your streak, but you lose your streak too. So then you have to like restart catching them all. I was like, oh. I was at like 23 or something though, which even, I think the max, I think it only goes up to like 25 or something. And even then, like, it's still like a small chance of getting a shiny. So I was rather fortunate to find a shiny that early. But didn't catch it. Let me tell you, shiny Pidgeys just look like piss yellow though. They do not look pretty. Some Pokemon, I like their shiny variants, but not Pidgeys. I was just catching it because it was the, like, that's what I was working on. Ah! Stop it, phone. Leave me alone. Let me do my Pokemon. I'll probably run until, like, probably about 1:15, 1:30-ish, because I was running, well, I wasn't running late, but because I had to restart my stream twice for technical difficulties, I'll run over. Sand Attack is such a dick move. What does Wing Attack do? Imposing wings, expect damage, so it's 60 damage. Accuracy is 100. Oh, we'll get rid of Mirror Move. I never use that. I'm very boring when it comes to Pokemon. I usually use, like, just attacks. Like, I don't usually, again, I don't play competitively. But I usually just use, like, attack types, not weird, like, debuffs or anything like that. And, I usually use the same one as much as possible. Which I suppose is kind of a flaw in, like, the design of Pokemon, where it makes it... the way the battle mechanics work, it doesn't really encourage you using more than one until you run out of, like, power points for one. Is that what they're called? Yeah, PP? I think it's power points, which now that I said that just makes me think of Microsoft PowerPoint, I think is what it is. Whatever the presentation software is. But I always feel weird when I say pee-pee. Because I'm a child. Ah! Pidgey. Get back here. There is something really fun and relaxing about just running around and hunting for the same Pokemon, though. Of course, there's Pidgeys everywhere in this game. I really could progress further, but the earlier on in the game, the easier it is to catch him, so... If I actually pay attention when I throw the Pokeball, I usually do fine. It usually only goes crazy if I, like, flick it weirdly. If I, like, follow through with the motion, it usually throws just fine. And I think that's part of the issue, is, like, a lot of people don't like the motion controls because they're not necessarily paying too much attention. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, obviously. Some people might. It still does mess up for me. But it seems to mess up for me mostly whenever I am just not following through with the actual motion of it. And when I do, then it's usually fine. I don't know. I get it. I do wish you had the option of using the gyro while you're docked. You should have that option. The fact that I think it was the director that of the game that actually said, like, oh no, we know that people want that as an option, but we're not gonna have that as an option because we want to make people use the motion controls so that they give them a chance, which that is fundamentally a flaw in your game design. If you have to make somebody try a mechanic to give it a chance, like that's a problem. Now me, I really like it, but it should just be an option. Or at least, like, after a while, like, maybe get to the next town or something. It should be an option. It's crappy. I really like the motion controls. Even when I'm not streaming, 90% of the time I play this game, I play with motion controls. I've played with both, but I find it more fun. It feels more, not immersive, but, like, you don't have the HD rumble when you're playing with the gyro or anything, like, so there's something very haptic, and you feel it more with having the benefit of the HD rumble and everything, and physically throwing, like, even when you make the throwing motion, the Joy-Con rumbles as you're making the throwing motion. So it feels, you get like a feeling of throwing it. I don't know, it's a weird thing. I really like it. I know I'm in the minority there, and I get it. They should have the option, but I really do like it. I've had a lot of fun with it, even in game when I was catching, because again, this is my streaming profile. On my main profile, I'm to the Elite Four. I've actually gone out and caught all the legendary birds. I can't wait to go catch Mewtwo. I've saved the Master Ball for Mewtwo, but I can't do that till after the Elite Four, so it's got to wait a little bit. But even catching them, I was just like, this is fun! Oh yeah, and also when you shake it, when you're not in battle, you instantly pull up playing with Pikachu, which it just works like a little Wiimote. You just point at you point it at the screen, and you can, like, recenter it, because it is motion based, but it's just like a little cursor. It's kind of nice. More games should use the Joy-Con, like, oh, sorry, you don't like being touched there. But it's pretty great. I like it a lot. I might actually boot up my other profile at some point and show you guys kind of like what I got going on. I still got a lot of Pokeballs, all things considered. Even though I've just been pretty much grinding Pidgey this whole time, I've been making... I got enough Pokeballs from the start, because you get like 3 Pokeballs from beating a trainer, and I've beat a lot of trainers, and then I bought several Pokeballs from the beginning. So, not bad. Not a bad start to the game. And I'm grinding up levels, so which means I can go do the gym, like, next. and have lots of levels to do that. And then I'll get lots of money from the gym and buy a bunch of Pokeballs and be back, like, right back in it. So, really, I was kind of worried at first about, like, oh, just start grinding right from the start, but I'm going to wreck Misty by the time I get to her, because she's water type and my Pikachu is going to be way over leveled. I think that's the requirement for the second gym. Each gym has like a requirement to get into the gym, and I think the second gym is you have to have at least one Pokemon at level 15 or something. And it's like, oh, I'm there and I haven't even done the first gym yet. That's the other benefit to grinding out, catching the same Pokemon. When you get that catch streak, it increases your bonus of XP, so you get more XP. As far as I understand, you get more XP for getting a higher combo. I know you at least get a bonus for getting a combo. I think it also increases the higher combo you get. So, grinding up lots of XP from this. Let's go back where the Bulbasaur was, because if it pops up, I do want it. Hey, okay. We're going to interrupt my catch streak of Pidgeys to get a Bulbasaur. Because, of course. You can get them otherwise in this game, but there are certain trainers you can find that are like, hey, if you've caught this number of Pokemon, total, not a specific Pokemon, but if you've caught like this many Pokemon, then I'll let you take care of my Bulbasaur or Charmander or Squirtle, because I'm a terrible trainer, and because you've caught so many Pokemon, clearly you can be trusted training them, raising them, which is not true, because I've seen plenty of families having a bajillion babies, and that does not make them good parents. So, doesn't make them bad parents, but I'm just saying, just having a large number does not inherently make you a good parent. So, catching a large number of Pokemon shouldn't make you a good trainer. But you know what? Whatever. I'm not going to argue with you, game. You having fun, Pikachu? That was random. Oh, I guess that... Oh! That was these Pikachu appearing. The only Pokemon in the game that have... Oh gosh, get out of my way. Oh gosh. I'm not gonna go catch it. Get out of the way. Eh. Excellent. Oh yeah, I wanted to swap out the because I didn't want the Kakuna, whatever it was. Yeah, Kakuna. Well, no, I should swap out with Oddish. Maybe. I don't know, Vileplume is really good. I don't want like multiple grass types though, but also like Metapod and Kakuna are... I don't want like a Beedrill and a Butterfree. I don't know. I need to swap it out with something, that way I am actually leveling it. I like that you can just access your Pokemon box anywhere in the game. That's one of the best features of this one. Just swap out Pokemon at your leisure. I'm gonna swap out with the Kakuna. It's fine. It's fine. There's another Bulbasaur, but I already caught one, so I don't care. I just wanted one to grind out those levels. I need it up to par when I go fight a gym. Because actually Bulbasaur will be very helpful in that first gym. Pikachu is capable because he has the fighting moves. And fighting is good against rock. Yeah, because he has double kick, so it's like functional enough. Hey! And I'm about to have Butterfree, who gets Psybeam, and Psychic is good against most things. Like, Butterfree, for being one of like the first Pokemon you get, is kind of OP in Gen 1. Because Gen 1 Psychic was really good. It must not get it immediately, though. I can't remember when it gets it. Like I said to everybody earlier, if y'all get bored of just the meat grinding, then I'll move on. I just never, I haven't really done this before. I didn't do it in my main playthrough. I was planning on doing it after I beat everything. So, I just figured I'd do it on stream. But, if you guys find it boring, then I can go. I can progress. I really want to get a shiny. I want to get a shiny Pidgey at least. And now that I've caught like all the Pokemon that appear around here, like now I feel like I can actually catch a shiny Pidgey without interruption. Of course, my luck, I'll run out of Pokeballs before then. Come on, spawn a Pidgey somewhere. For Pete's sake. What did I run into? No. No, get out of here. Again, luckily, that doesn't interrupt your streak. It's only if you actively try to catch them. Hey, here we go. And it does seem like the more Pokemon you've caught total, the easier it is to catch Pokemon. Because when I first came into Viridian Woods, all these Pidgeys were yellow circles instead of green, but now they've all gone down to green. So... it does seem... I don't know if it's like... because I've caught so many Pidgeys specifically, or if it's because I've caught so many Pokemon. But it does feel like it's gotten easier, which is nice. And I think the combo helps with that too, but not... I'm not far enough in the combo for it to really make that much of a difference. Hey, another Pidgey. Just casually sit down on my head and roll with it like that. I love this dumb hat. It's so gaudy and ridiculous to wear out in public. So naturally I do. And I've had a lot of people be like, wow, that's a crazy hat. You look ridiculous. I love it. And I'm like, thank you. Like, that's exactly the reaction I want, is like, oh my god, that hat makes you look ridiculous. That is awesome. And I'm like, yeah. Because it is ridiculous. It's a goofy hat. I'm not going to deny it's not goofy, but I like it. And I still wear it. I may go do the gym now, because that shouldn't interrupt my streak or anything. And there's Pidgey so many places in this game. It's not even funny. It's huge. Yeah, just a second ago, the Pidgeys out here were yellow as well. Getting too easy to catch. I'm just a professional. Bulbasaur leveled twice with that. Yeesh. Bulbasaur was usually the one that I went with in the original in first gen, because I was a loser like that. I always went with Easy Boy, but you know what? I had fun. It felt good to get one that did so good against the first two gyms. We've got our Pokemon in a trade, so it's finicky and hard to handle. Pokemon that you get from trades grow faster, but they won't listen to a weak trainer in battle. If only we had some gym badges. Yeah, I don't do that much trading in these games anyways. I will more in this game just because, again, not this profile, because this profile doesn't have the internet, the online thing, but my main profile though, heck yeah. Oh yeah, I can get money from this. I want to go to the Pewter Museum, but I can't leave my Pokemon alone, so you want to watch him? Sure. And you just keep it company for a bit. It's very funny. Staring blankly ahead, as the Slowpoke does. And I'm just staring at its tail, weirdly. Thank you for keeping an eye on my dear Slowpoke. Here's this for your trouble. A big pearl, which is worth like 5,000 or something like that. And I think you can continue to do that, actually. Which I don't think the big pearls have any other use aside from just selling them. So... 4,000. Still a lot of money, considering I was just broke. Give me all your Pokeball. Actually, no, because I think I'm about to unlock Great Balls after this first gym. Might be next gym. I don't know. I'll hold off, though. Let's kick Brock in the balls. I love how the gyms look in this game and how they're all very unique experiences in this game. It's awesome. So different from like the original games. I'm not a trainer, but I can tell if you're worthy of challenging the gym leader. Now let's get started. The Pewter City Gym only allows trainers who know type matchups to enter. A few types that have an advantage against gym leaders' rock type Pokemon. But for trainers who have never challenged gym before, we have them use either grass or water type Pokemon. You have to show me a grass or water type Pokemon if you want to face the gym leader. Bulbasaur. Great, that Pokemon is exactly what I wanted to see. Head on in and aim to become a Pokemon champion. Pewter City Pokemon Gym, Gym Leader Brock, Certified Trainers, Bagel Mage TV. He beat me to the punch. Alright. They're a bit different from the trainers you've seen so far. I got that Brock pin already. Yeah, dude, you're killing it. I was standing back like grinding. I was catching all those Pidgeys, and you're like, nah, man. I'm here to get shit done. Let's do some double kicks. Rip your Geodude. Rip. Yeah, I'm getting your sloppy seconds, basically. Yeah, that's what that. Yeah, because you beat him already. That's why you're certified. The whole conversation with Brock up here is very Like, it feels like a euphemism. It's very... Ooh, not Oddish. I want to pull up Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur will be my first Pokeball. Even though Pikachu is killing it. You're 10,000 light years from facing Brock. No, the whole... It all sounds like it's a euphemism. Because he just keeps talking about how hard he is and everything. It's very funny. Camper Liam sent out Geodude. Well, I'll send out my Bulbasaur. Vine Whip. Rip. Because your whole party in this game it has like an XP share functionality, so your whole party gets some XP. Your party just gets more XP if they're actually in the fight. So if I really want to push my Bulbasaur to get stronger, I should have him in the fights. Now I could just swap him out like I did in the old games. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to. A little excited by the atmosphere in the gym. Are ya? She's such a cutie. You can like tickle them too if you can find like their ticklish spots. It may just be too early. I may not be bonded enough with her yet to tickle her. The Pokemon in this game are so cute. Alright, give me those euphemisms, Brock. So you're here. I'm Brock, Pewter City's gym leader. You can see just by looking at my Pokemon how rock hard my willpower is. My Pokemon are all hard as a rock and have true grit determination. That's right, my Pokemon are all rock types. You're gonna challenge me even knowing that you'll lose? That's what a trainer's honor demands. So be it. Show me your best. Rock hard Brock. Oh, here's actually, I'll go ahead and do this first because it's kind of neat. When you see that, basically this is based on your how happy your Pikachu is. When you see that little motion of Pikachu shaking the Joy-Con, if you're playing as Pikachu and you shake it, he does like a special move that is a guaranteed hit. If you're playing as another Pokemon at the time, Pikachu like cheers you on and gives you like a major boost. Your attack, your defense, your special attack, and your special defense. And your speed. So it's like a major boost to your Pokemon. So kind of nice to use at the beginning of a battle. But then I have to like go love on Pikachu some later to get it to recharge essentially. Vine Whip. Oh dang. It lived. I may have to switch to Pikachu in a bit. He may not be able to do this all on his own. I haven't bought any potions. Potion seller. Guys, go look up like the potion seller video. That's fucking weird and funny. Going into battle and I need your strongest potions. Dang. Ow! That just looked like a dick move. Like, I'm just gonna drop this rock on your head. Do it! Gotcha! I stand corrected. Bulbasaur did just fine. The whole time. Butterfree grew to level 11. Stun Spore. I guess. But which one's growth? Sure, I don't really use that. It seems I underestimated you. Look at all that money. As proof of your victory, take an official Pokemon League badge, a Boulder badge. Got a Boulder badge from Brock. With the Boulder badge, Pokemon up to level 20 from other trainers will listen to you, without question. Oh, and wait, take this with you too. You got TM1 Headbutt from Brock. Also, it seems like this game gives you a lot more TMs in it. Like, it seems like in the original games you got some, but most of them you just had to learn on your own just by like leveling the Pokemon. This game seems a lot more like, no, here's the TM that you can use over and over again to train up whatever team you want to have. Like, I've got so many TMs collected. A TM can be used as many times as you like, so use it on any Pokemon you want. That's the other thing, is in the original games, you can only use the TM once. Once! And then it was gone, and most of them you could only get once in a game. So, it was stupid. It was stupid. Pikachu looks exhausted from the fight. Okay, well, we're gonna love on you. We're gonna love on you, kiddo. I love that you can dress up your Pikachu. You actually get lots of different outfits in this. Rock hard is Brock hard. Yeah, they never do say Brock's last name, so I like to think headcanon his name is Brock Hard. Oh. Hey there, newbie. Don't tell me you gotta be Nate, right? How'd you know that? Cause you look just like my Gramps said. I'm Blue. Dabba dee dabba die. I heard from my Gramps that 2 new kids set out from Pallet Town to become trainers, just like I did once. So I came to check you out. I was thinking you might want some advice on how to beat... I don't know why I said it with such weird inflection. You're welcome. Now I'm the best. How to beat the gym from an expert trainer like me, but it looks like I showed up too late, huh? Seems like you're not too shabby yourself, so I guess you've earned a reward, newbie. 5 Great Balls from Blue. Put the Great Balls in your catching pocket. Those will be even better for catching Pokemon than plain old Pokeballs. And hey, the thing you got there, that's a Pokedex, right? So Gramps finally went and made one. He used to make me just scribble on a map with a pencil where I encounter Pokemon. See, that's not canon. So, okay. You'll beat some trainers that will just give you 2 Great Balls, and it'll be like, you got 2 Great Balls, and I'm like, that's what they tell me. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I am actually a 12-year-old. You better do a great job helping him out. He may be Professor Oak to you, and sure, he's an old coot, but he's still my Gramps. Smell you later, newbie. It happens multiple times in this game, and every time I'm like, yeah, I do. I wonder if I can I watch? She says like, yeah, come watch it. Oh yeah, she just says I would love to see you watch him again sometime. Doesn't actually let me watch him again. Lame. Lame. They kept using Smell You Later like the late 90s. So this game is very, like I said, even though the mechanics of catching and stuff, and it's 3D and everything, with the music and everything, it still feels like classic Pokemon in the best sense of the word, and it's so nice. We're gonna go ahead and buy some antidotes. I don't have to use them very often, but I know in this like next area they start appearing, and some awakenings, because it's just annoying. It's just annoying. They did change it where the poison no longer affects you while you're running around. Thank you. I hated that. Like, you're running back to a Pokemon Center with your poison Pokemon because you don't have any like poison heals, antidotes, whatever they're called, and your Pokemon would die because you took too many steps. It's like, no, this is dumb. So they took that out, but it does still continue on from match to match, and during the match it will get hurt. So it's like, dang it. I should probably also get some potions. Potion seller. And then can I buy a few Great Balls at least? I can buy a couple. And if I do just kind of want to, I'm not gonna worry about much more grinding now. I'll just move on with the game. I can grind off screen. I might grind on screen later, who knows? But this game is just really fun. Like, the whole game is really fun, and I just kind of want to keep playing. Do I go north from, where am I going? I think I go out to this side. Oh, don't pick it up. Wrong button. Yes, now I go out to the side. Gotcha. Oh, did I go heal? I don't think I healed. Yeah, good idea to do that before I run out and fight the other trainers. Because there are several trainers between here and the next town. And I'm gonna fight all of them. I'm kind of OP now, though. For real, my Pikachu is like ready to go. He's ready to go. Okay. Oh yeah. Also, this is a thing. I forgot you could just do that. In addition to your Pikachu being on your shoulder, you can have like any of your Pokemon just travel alongside you. If they're big enough to ride, you ride on them. Like if you have a Gyarados, it doesn't come outside of its Pokeball normally, but if you're in the water, instead of being on a surfboard, you're riding on a Gyarados, which is cool. But for now, I'll just have my Bulbasaur running around with me, because he's a little cutie. Oh yes, and then there's these guys. This is one reason why you get most of your TMs in this game. You find coach trainers. So they're stronger, but they don't, you have to approach them. They don't like spot you and hunt you down. You have to approach them. They're always wearing that suit, so you always know which ones they are. And you say, yes, I want to battle. And then if you beat them, you usually get either items or a TM. Usually a TM. And they're usually using that TM in the battle against you. So interesting. It's something that my Bulbasaur could use. Your grass type, which actually Pikachu's kind of poop against. Poop. 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 Okay, well, I'll just use double kick, because fighting type is probably still good. It's not very effective either. Leech Seed. Pikachu is seated. Been there. Fuck you. I'll just do quick attacks. Quick attacks are probably fine. There we go. Yeah. Stop that. Stop it. Close. Quit it. Quit healing. It's okay. I got this loser. Alright. You beat Coach Trainer Kareem. You are good. I got 1,100 for winning. Oh yeah, and they don't give you Pokeballs. Normal trainers do, but these guys don't tend to. Gotta revive! Oh. He didn't give me a TM. What a rude bitch. I'm gonna go heal again. Because I did, like, wear my poor Pikachu down. That's the only downside to streaming this game is I am constantly healing my Pokemon. So I imagine I get very dull to watch, just watching me run back and forth healing Pokemon all the time, but dang it, I don't like them dying. It makes me sad. Here's another neat thing about the Pokeball Plus thing. Anytime you plug it into charge, it has like a little charger kind of like that Healy thing, but even if you just plug it in, it'll go dun 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 dun. So that's neat. If I had like expendable money, I'd probably get it, but I don't really have expendable money, so I'm just like, no. I'm just glad I got this game, and I'm happy. I'm happy with it. I also didn't end up getting the GameCube controllers for Smash, because I ended up really liking Smash on the Pro Controller. But I did get the Season Pass for Smash, because I am a loser, and a shill, and a whale. Quit using grass types, guys. This is not fair. I need to pull out Butterfree. I think Butterfree is a type advantage over it. I don't know if any of Butterfree's attacks specifically have an advantage over it yet. I don't think flying does anything. Maybe it does. Bug type is really good against grass type. Oh, good. Yeah, it is super effective. Awesome. I'll just have Butterfree out for a while. Bug type I know is super effective against grass. Psychic is super effective against most things. Yeah. No, there we go. Found 3 Pokeballs. Hey, my shorts are cool, right? You can stare at them. That's kind of weird. And they're just cargo pants, like they're cargo shorts. They're not that cool. They're khaki shorts. Not necessarily cargo. They're khaki. They're not that cool. Aw, dang it. This is a flying type. This would have been good for Pikachu. Dang it, game. I'll still try a flying type move against it. It can't be that. Yeah, there we go. It's still a low level, so yeah, I all that grinding leveled up my Pokemon a lot, so kinda still OP. I'm excited to get Mewtwo in my main game. I wish you could get Mewtwo before the Elite Four, but it won't let you into Mewtwo's cave until you've beaten them. You have to be certified by the Pokemon League. That's a bit of my I can't think of what the actor's name was. There was an actor that always talked like that in movies. He always talked like this. But I actually borrowed that voice. I changed it a little bit, but I took inspiration from that voice for my Lord Farquaad whenever I did Shrek. I miss that a lot. I'm still trying to get a video of it to share with you guys. Like, not a full video, but like a video of like one of my scenes. Even though I'm not supposed to have one. Nobody was supposed to film it. I happen to know somebody who did film 2 of my big scenes, and I want to share them with y'all. But trying to get them off of her phone is like pulling teeth. It's tiny. Oh, you jerk. There we go. That was one of my favorite... I mean, it was my favorite musical. It was so good. I had others that are definitely up there, but I will always remember being in Shrek the Musical. That was like such a big... I felt famous. I felt famous for a while because just people kept coming up to me and talking about it. It was awesome. It was such an awesome feeling. Fight me! I didn't push you, you walked up to me. Do-do-do. You are challenged by Picnicker Robin. It's interesting that Nidoran, male and female, they made such a big deal about them. Even in Gen 1, those two were very distinctly like the evolution would be different based on their gender. even they are like they're both called Nidoran, but even the male and female look different just as Nidoran. Yeah, well, even in the way they sit, like, the female was kind of like sitting back, and the male like is like leaned forward, like hunched forward, like in a kind of like a cat getting ready to pounce. So like they're very. It was very progressive. It's very odd to me because like you don't see that with other Pokemon, but just for that specific Pokemon, they were like, we want these very specifically to be a male and a female. And they have different evolutions based on that. Like, they're technically the same Pokemon, but they evolve differently and they look different. And of course, retroactively, they made Pikachu different genders and stuff. But for first gen, right from the start, Nidoran, male and female were, I mean, it's in their name, which I've always thought was very odd. It was neat, though. Oh. Sneaky. Ooh, lure will be helpful for when I'm grinding. I was trying to fight you. Stop looking away from me. Hi, I like shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear. Wow, you're wearing shorts too. It's the summer, I mean, of course. I mean, I imagine it's the summer in the game. I can't, it's probably not like 30 degrees. It's supposed to be in the teens this weekend. The teens. That sounds awful. I hate that. The snow is finally starting to melt. It snowed this past weekend, which was quite lovely, actually. But it's finally starting to melt outside, and it's all soggy and gross and ugh. Ow! You stop that. My Butterfree is whooping ass. I don't believe it. But now it's gonna be really cold again this weekend. I'm very curious on if it's going to snow again. It may. Hate the teens. I hate the teens in temperatures, and I hate teenagers. Aw, my boyfriend texted me. I'm streaming some Pokemon. How about you? I think he's on lunch. We're... Like, I used to... His lunch varies. His lunch hour varies so much that I used to try to, like, set aside times that I knew I was available when he was, so that he could call me on lunch, because it's really nice to hear his voice, because I miss him a lot during the day. I am like so... I am obsessive about my boyfriend. I miss him so much. I wish we had more time to hang out, which is so goofy because we already spend so much time with each other. But even then, I feel like I don't get enough time with him. So I wish we could talk more, like when he's on lunch and stuff, but our schedules never line up. Yeah. We still do the goofy, like the lovey-dovey. We have fights still. We had a fight last night, but we still, even this morning, we'll send each other stuff like, "I really miss you. I've been thinking about you all morning." Like we're goofy, lovey-dovey. Like I'm not ashamed to say that I do love that man. I'm very, very blessed and thankful that I found him. He makes me happy. I'm sorry, baby. I love you. I'll see you tonight. Yeah, he said, "I was gonna call you, but I'm out of time now." It's like, yeah, it's alright. I was streaming. There we go. Look at that excellent throw. Look at that excellent throw. No, he gets annoyed with me because I do tend to like hang on him too much. Like when he gets home, I'm always like, I want to love on you and everything. And he's just like, give me space. I need space. He does love on me back, but I tend to overdo it. Well, what's roost? What is roost? The user lands and rests its body. This move restores the user's HP by up to half its max HP. Woof. I probably would never use it though. I never use Sand Attack either though, so I'll at least learn it temporarily. Who knows how long. I probably will never actually use Pidgey in a fight though, unless I need to. I definitely like in-game Pokemon when you get like that party where you got like multiple types, so that you get to a fight and you start off with one Pokemon. Oh yeah, this is coming up. I forgot about this. Oh dear. I always hated Mount Moon growing up, and now it's not so bad because again, you can avoid Pokemon actively. You can't avoid all the trainers. There are a lot of trainers, and you can avoid some of them, but I don't. But as far as just wild Pokemon battles, you don't. You only get in to catch Pokemon you want to catch, so. Team Rocket attacking the good people of Cerulean City and in their homes. Not a day goes by without Team Rocket being in the news for some crime or another. It's a lot of Pokemon. You end up with more than you can carry, and it's in your party, but all the ones you can't carry, you just stow in the Pokemon box in your bag, so no sweat. Plus, no matter how full your Pokemon box gets, it's easy to search to find the Pokemon you want. Hello there, laddie. I've got a great deal just for you. I'll let you have a secret Pokemon, a Magikarp, for just 500. So you'll buy it, am I right? Actually, I will. Fuck it. You paid an outrageous 500 and bought the Magikarp. I mean, you don't get Magikarp for a long time in the game without doing this, so it's like, alright, fuck it, 500. I'll put it in my team. I'll be leveling it. That's hilarious. I didn't know that that was a thing in this game, but alright. I somehow missed that before. Add to party. Rattata, probably? Yeah, we'll get rid of Rattata. Ooh, he's so low level too. That's alright. We'll get him leveled up here pretty quick. Oh, I was not done in there. Go back, Nate. Get back in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oop, that'll do it. No matter how many Pokemon you have in your Pokemon box, you can only take 6 into battle. Jigglypuff sings, Pokemon get drowsy. Me too. Bit harder if it's a red ring. That Pokemon might be really hard to catch, like the legendaries. Oof. Oof. Legendary birds were not easy, but as far as I could tell, they don't run from the, like, a lot of the wild Pokemon can run. The legendaries don't seem to run. So as long as you bring enough Pokeball into the capture thing, you will eventually catch them. I burned through like 100 Pokeballs between the 3 of them, but I caught all legendary birds. We're good. I felt really good about that. I've never done that before in any Pokemon game. Even though I've played this, even though I've played Gen 1 several times over many variants. Gust. Get out of here with that. So Payday's actually a very interesting move that I didn't know did this until recent years, actually, because I never used Payday, because I never had a Meowth or anything. But Payday actually, when it says it scatters coins everywhere, it means you can use that and make them. You get more money from the fight, basically. At the end of the battle, you get more money than you'd normally get if you use Payday. Will you stop hurting my poor Butterfree? There we go. Bulbasaur grew to 12. 14. Sleep Powder. It's probably better than the Stun Spore. I'll just learn Sleep Powder. Oh yeah, and I picked up 195. And he was doing it. He was using Payday, but I picked up the money from Payday. So it was not much more money, but it was technically more money. And then he gave me Payday to of course, teach. Which is kind of neat. I really haven't had any issues in this game with collecting tons of money. Where I'm at in the game, I've got like $300,000 or something. It's crazy. I don't think this hiker out here fights me. That'd be good. Very fun headache, like post-interview lack of caffeine thing going on, and it's fun. Just like, you know, post-interview shit. Yeah, that's always good. Like, you don't have to like stay if this is making it worse. See, I'm the opposite. I'm like, coffee. Need coffee for this. Came out Moon from far away because I want a Pokemon I can ride on. That's right, you can ride on certain Pokemon like Onix. Yeah. Yeah, you can. Also, when I first came up here, I was like, a Meowth! I want a Meowth! I want it so bad! And then it's like, oh, it's the same Pokemon. It doesn't seem like a Pokeball will do very much while it's in this state. And it's like, actually, no, that's not true, because you can totally throw Pokeballs and Pokemon when they're sleeping and it'll help. But anyways, that's fair, especially with the adrenaline and everything. I definitely understand, like, the post-adrenaline headache is just not good. So Zubat's one of the first Pokemon that moves during the fight. Yeah, see, I played Pokemon Go a bunch before this, and this is based on the mechanics on Pokemon Go, and I didn't know this, like that you want to get it when the ring is small, you want to get it in the ring, and you want to get it when the ring is smaller. Did not understand that mechanic. They didn't explain it really in Pokemon Go. So this is the first Pokemon that moves back and forth, which when you're playing handheld, not a problem. Kind of a bitch when it's... I was throwing it through the opposite way. Kind of a bitch when you're using motion controls, but I still enjoy it too much. And it doesn't always do it. Sometimes you can just wait, and then it'll stop moving, so... I need to start actually getting up and staying up in the mornings instead of going back to sleep before my stream. The past 2 days, I've gotten up to put the kid on the bus, and I get him on the bus at like 7:15, and then by like 7:30, I'm like, go back to bed until 9:30 so I can get up in time to stream. But if I actually got up and stayed up, I could get coffee and enjoy coffee. I miss coffee. I might honestly just make myself a pot of coffee after the stream just because I want some coffee. And I haven't had it in several days. I need caffeine! I have actually had caffeine though. I can't do a Jesse impersonation, but I can do a decent James. Then let's just search farther in. Decent. You were eavesdropping on us just now, weren't you? Meowth, you were supposed to be keeping watch. There's a couple YouTubers that did a playthrough of this that nailed Jesse and James. Like their impersonations, it was like watching the anime. It was awesome. I was like, oh my god, my childhood feels. Also, yeah, that was the Meowth that was out there. The Meowth from the anime, which is a cool little like, oh, that's awesome. We know there are rare fossils buried around here somewhere. If you got any, you better hand them over to us, twerp. That's right, if anyone's going to profit off those rare fossils, it's going to be us. Whoa! So you actually see Jesse and James in this game, which didn't happen in the original. Like they put more of a story. They made this more like the anime without it being Ash Ketchum. It's not Ash Ketchum's story, but it's like aesthetically it's more like the anime. Like I know Nurse Joy always looked like Nurse Joy, but just like all the characters look like they're out of the anime now. I really like this game. It's just my favorite. It's the most I've gotten into a Pokemon game in years. Just because sometimes it's fun to just go out and catch Pokemon. Not necessarily fight Pokemon, just go out and catch. Oh, what, light screen? Oh, we're not, Pikachu, we're not worried about light screen. Get out of here. We just want those electric type moves. Come on, broski. Geodude's actually not a bad Pokemon to have in a party. I'm kind of wanting to mix up my party more this time. I did a lot of... I don't need a Pidgey. I could swap out. I could swap out a Geodude. It might be a temporary. I might swap out with like an Onix. Nope. Let me actually put it in party. But no, there is like something really sad. Again, especially with the motion controls, it really feels like you're actually like... You jerk. You weaved. You weaved! It's 1 o'clock. So I won't play too much longer. I'll play in here some. This stream has actually gone by really quickly for me, considering a lot of it has just been kind of just casually grinding and stuff. I was worried about it getting kind of boring doing a Pokemon stream for me or you guys, and I've just been very, very engaged the whole time. Been having a lot of fun. Been enjoying talking. I'm glad I was like, man, being as I'm setting my rival's name as Bagel Mage TV, I hope Bagel shows up. So I was really happy you did. So whenever you messaged me and was like, did I miss the stream? I'm like, no, I'm coming back. Don't go. I'll be right back. So that was very funny. Gust! It was super effective and it was a critical hit. Rip. Rip that Butterfree. You found 5 great balls. Oh, come on, you jerk. So easy to catch Pokemon. At this point in the game, at least. Like, I'm just like remembering later in the game, like, oh, it gets so difficult though. Like, all of them are actively avoiding your your Pokeballs, and then they're also just stronger, so they're just tougher because of that. It's like, ah. I'm waiting for my friends to find me here. Like, lady, you're in the middle of a cave. I guess you're not too far in, but come on. Lass Evelyn. Bellsprout. A lot of grass users in here, considering... grass Pokemon users, I should say. Considering this is like a cave, you think they'd all have like rock types or something. Go Magikarp. I think what Magikarp levels up at like level 20, 25. I mean, it's like a long grind of Magikarp, but again, in this game, you basically don't ever have to pull it out. So... Oh, you're pretty fast, kid. Yeah, I am. Yeah. Catching another Geodude, I guess. Look at that throw. Look at that throw. When you play multiplayer with this, it's a lot of fun because you can... you actually have to sync up with the other person on throwing at the same time, and then if you get like an excellent throw, it like does like a fuse, and it's awesome. It looks really cool. I don't really get to play multiplayer because Blaze doesn't like this game, or not that he doesn't like it, he just isn't interested. But dang it, I don't want to play with him. I want to get him into this so bad. One day it'll happen. Ooh, a tiny Geodude. That's the thing, is like, if you really just want to get through Mount Moon quick, you can. But I just have fun, so. Like, I really enjoy catching Pokemon, so when I have the Pokeballs, sure. I'll just catch a bunch of Pokemon on my way. I'm not in a hurry. It grinds up my levels anyways. And again, wild Pokemon in this game don't hurt your Pokemon or waste your PP. And I don't like to waste my PP, so. Butterfree. Is that? I don't even know. Why haven't you learned the Psybeam yet? Aren't you high enough level for that? We'll lose Harden. We don't need that. Already have that down. Also, spoilers, I'm not gonna learn Stun Spore as well. We don't need both. Oh my god. So much in like one level. No, I'm not worried about Sleep Powder either. That stuff was really good when you had to put Pokemon to sleep to catch them if they were hard to catch, but that's not a mechanic in this game anymore, so. But yeah, now to catch Pokemon, the only thing you're using is stuff that's meant to catch Pokemon. So there's no downside in using it on that. You don't feel like, oh, I should be holding off and saving this for fighting or something. It's like, no, because you don't lose health or anything by catching Pokemon. That's changing it to the Pokemon Go mechanics for the Let's Go games was really not, or was really a great. I didn't realize how big of a change to the game it would be, but it's really changed how I play through a Pokemon game. Shut up! There we go. Look at that, excellent throw. I feel so bad, because I'm a nice person. I like to think I'm a nice person, at least. I mean, I have my days. I have my moments, but I'll tease my friends on their streams and call them a nerd or something too, and then I'm like, oh god, people who don't know me are gonna think I'm such an asshole. Oh no. What have you done? You do realize I'm not streaming for much longer, right? I'll stream till like 1:30. What did, oh dear, I gotta like look at what you've redeemed it for now. The Australian? Oh no. Australian, okay. Crap. Oh god, this is gonna be tough. It burrows under the ground to gnaw on tree roots. The mushrooms on its back absorb most of the nutrition. I'm sure after a while I will slide back into a more natural Australian accent. I've been to Australia, spent 2 weeks there, which surprisingly is enough time to realize that the accent I'm doing now is very it's what they call bogan, which is basically the Australian equivalent of a hillbilly. So only like the hillbillies of Australia have very thick accents like this, but I spent enough time there I actually developed a really good Australian accent, but it just pulling it out of a hat never works. I have to work at it for a while. But I appreciate it nonetheless. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun in Australia. I was visiting my sister and her boyfriend and his family, because she lives out there with him, and it was a lot of fun. I was in Melbourne, and got to beautiful city. She lived in like a suburb, so I would take a train into the main city and do a lot of touristy stuff. Got to go. I went to the mall. Went to a casino. We went to the Crown Casino or something like that. It was a big, nice big fancy casino. It had a movie theater in there, but we didn't get to go watch a movie. We just went around. We went around. We went around and just kind of looked at everything. I didn't want to gamble. I've never been the type to enjoy gambling. I find it very boring, and most of the time I see it as, well, Jesus Christ, Geodude. Usually I see it as a waste of money, but I get like the whole thrill of it, and I'm like not knocking anybody who likes gambling. I just personally don't get into it as much. So I just watched. My sister's boyfriend was the one that was like playing slots and stuff, and they had fun, and I had fun being there. The experience of being at a casino is very exciting. We were there. We were there late at night, and it was like on the hour. They have these big. It was very much like Vegas, where like on the hour they had these big torches outside that like shot up pyrotechnics. It was really neat. Had a lot of fun with it. And now I'm just talking about Australia with an Australian accent. That's what this has devolved into. No, I had a lot of fun. I made some good friends out there. If you've ever seen the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding, that's what my sister's boyfriend's family was like. They were Lebanese, and so not Greek, but very similar in kind of the ways they welcome guests. They eat a lot of meat, and they all made food for me. They threw a barbecue for me and had me over, and it was like the whole family was there, and they all were running up through with like plates of food, just like the dinner scene. in my big fat Greek wedding, and I was just like, I don't know, I don't know what to do. There's so much happening right now. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time with it. I want to go back. I don't really get along with my sister anymore, unfortunately. So I would not be going back to visit her. But I do want to go back to... I think she moved to Perth. I want to go back to Melbourne, though, because I really liked Melbourne. Also, fun fact, a lot of people mix up, like, New Zealand and Australian accents. Which there are very distinct ways they say certain things. Like, Melbourne is how you say it with an Australian accent. With New Zealand, they say Melbin, because Bin is a person's name. Like, you say, hey, this is my friend Bin. So that's why it's Melbin. And they don't say trash cans in Australia. They call them trash bins. So it's Melbourne trash bins, but New Zealanders see it as really weird that they call them trash bins, because they're like, why would you say trash bin? Bin is a person's name. It's a trash burn. Like, so it's Melbourne trash burn for us, for New Zealand, and Australian accents, they say Melbourne trash bin. So, like, weird little... Their accents are very similar in a lot of ways, but it's very specific ways that they read certain words out. So there you go. You just learned a little bit about New Zealand and Australian accents. That is real. That was not like that was I learned it in Australia. So it was actually from me having a conversation with a visiting New Zealander. Which ironically, she hated New Zealand, but it's kind of like you always hate where you grow up. Like I didn't really appreciate the beauty of where I was at until recently. A lot of times I always wanted to move to the coast or something like that. And it was the same with her, this particular girl from New Zealand. She lived on the coast of New Zealand, like the beautiful sweeping, like what you see in Lord of the Rings and everything, like beautiful areas. But her whole life she just found it super boring and always wanted to move to the city. So she was visiting the city. She was on not visiting really, but she moved to the city for school. Because she was so burnt out on New Zealand, whereas like most Americans are sitting here going, "Oh, I'd love to move to New Zealand." So, yeah, Stealth Rock is pretty good. Which one's Bide? Oh, ooh. I kind of want to change it up a bit and have a little bit more fun with the Pokemon. But no, I really do like Australia. I really want to visit it again, but it is very expensive. It's so expensive. Oh my god! Like, if you bring the exchange, I believe the exchange rate is actually in your favor coming from the US. I think the US dollar is worth more in Australia. But the expenses of stuff in Australia is a lot higher. There are things that I like. They don't do tips. It's considered rude to tip. Because they pay them higher than them, like waiters and waitresses get paid higher than minimum wage. Because they don't tip. It's America that insists on like, no, we're going to pay them less than a minimum wage, and you tip them so that they can make enough to survive. In Australia, it's the opposite. It's like, no, they are going to survive. I need to switch out because he's poisoned. I guess I could unpoison him, but in Australia, they're like, no, it's offensive. It's rude to tip somebody. So it saves me money, and then they actually get paid a wonderful, like a good amount, and I love it. I love that in Australia. So yeah, you never tip because they get paid like $15 an hour to like wait a table. little things here and there. The Melbourne itself is it's very much a metropolitan area, so there's so many different cultures there. I mean, that's the way it is with any major city, but especially in Melbourne. There wasn't any, like, I didn't really see a whole lot of racism or anything. It was a lot of different cultures, and everybody was very loving and respectful of each other's cultures. Now, Australia as a whole is not like that. Australia's government is really awful. They rejected, like, Syrian refugees and all that stuff. Like, they are not good. But as far as, like, the general culture of Melbourne, their society is really, really great about being welcoming, and everybody just has their own place. Like, there was a lot of Lebanese there was a lot of Arabs, there was a lot of Mexicans there was a lot of Asians there was so many of everything, and it was nice having that introduction to like these different cultures, because I do live in a small town. I lived in another small town before this. I've gotten out there. I've been to different places. I've been to Chicago, I've been to Atlanta, all these other places. But I didn't get such an in-depth feel for these other cultures until I did visit Australia. It was a really wonderful 2 weeks. Like I said, I made some good friends out there. Got to really experience... Forgot about the poison. Gosh dang it. Well, just gonna suck it up and go through it. There we go. I just loved it. I definitely recommend, if you ever get a chance to go visit Australia. I know usually people are like, oh, go to Sydney and everything because that's the one everybody knows. But no, Melbourne was a really lovely place. The public transportation system was wonderful. It was all on one card. You got like a little NFC card that you could like reload at any like 7-Eleven or anything. They have 7-Elevens everywhere, by the way. Like, I know a lot of the US has gotten rid of... Oh, I'm surprised he didn't see me. The US has gotten rid of a lot of their 7-Elevens. They're on every corner in Melbourne. But you can refill your public transportation card at any 7-Eleven or other places too. It's just like a phone card, like a pay-as-you-go thing. Then you just tap on like where you go. If you go onto a train platform, you tap on at one train platform, and then you tap off at the next train platform, and it just automatically deducts off the card what you, based on how far you went on the train. Buses are you tap on and off as you get on and off the bus, I believe. Trams are the cheapest and they're like the most fun. Trams, you pay by the hour usage, I guess, if you want to call it that. The best way to explain it is you would get... No, not potion. I may do that as well, but I'm going to antidote first. You would get... you tap on, and it would be like, I think $4 when you tap onto your first tram. And that covers you for the next 2 hours. Then you have unlimited, you can go for as long as you want for the next 2 hours. And then after that, you pay again another $4 or so. But at that point, it pays for the rest of the day. So if you're being a tourist doing touristy stuff, you basically only pay $8 a day for unlimited traveling on the trams. So anywhere that the trams go, the trolleys, whatever you want to call them. That's, I say trams, I think those are actually different. They are trolleys. So the kinds that are on, like, yeah, you know, trolleys. And then on top of that, if you're in downtown Melbourne, it is free all day, all the time on trams. So if you're in downtown, you just never pay anything for riding a trolley. It's great. And they were clean. They were really great. I had a lot of fun. It was my first time for several public transportations. I'd never ridden in a taxi, and I did that for the first time. I had never ridden in a train, did that for the first time. I had never ridden on a trolley, did that for the first time. So all of it was very new. I'd never been in a taxi. I'd never had a reason to. And it was really fun. The taxi I don't remember very much because it was actually we had gotten a large taxi for a group of us because we had all gone to a party while we were there, and it was one of my sister's friends' birthdays, and so we all got really smashed. And it was a lot of fun. And then we went and took we got drunk at her house, and then we all took a taxi to go to some nightclub, which I actually hated because, dear God, I have sensory issues, so I don't like loud noises as it is. And it was so loud in this club. Who am I talking to now? No, we don't need sleep powder. It was so loud in this club that I was yelling full volume, and I couldn't hear myself in my head. Like, it was the weirdest thing. It was the weirdest sensation of, like, I can feel myself yelling, but I couldn't even hear my own voice. Even just reverberating in my head because the music was so loud. It didn't sound good. It was just meant to be loud for the sake of being loud. And it was just not. It was not a fun experience. But we didn't stay there very long. But I had a lot of fun at the party, anyways. That's actually where I had the conversation with the girl from New Zealand. We were supposed to add each other on Facebook, and then I spaced and forgot her name and didn't end up adding her. But she was super nice. No, I had a lot of fun. I really want to visit again. Don't typically have the money. It was a 26-hour... Fuck me. It was a 26-hour flight, one way, to get to Australia from here. It was 3 different flights. There was like a hour-and-a-half flight, and then like a 4-hour flight, and then the rest was the overseas flight. It was my first time flying as well. Never flew until I had to go to Australia, and I went by myself, so that was fun. But it was good. I had a lot of fun. I love flying too. Like I really had a great time with that. There's so much. I want to travel more. I really want this. I would love for this to get big, for no other reason than to, well, not for no other reason, but one big reason I want this as a channel to get big is I would love to have a business excuse to go travel and go to places like conventions, like because there's some conventions in Melbourne that I could go to, and there's just around the US even like what PAX is it PAX East that's at Boston, whatever one I know there's one in Boston. That daddy trainer. You're catching me at the very end of my stream right now. So, also, shouts to this dude, when you're low on Pokeballs, he's like, I'll give you some more. So there's just like random dudes in caves that are like, yeah, you just want to grind and catch Pokemon? I'll just keep loading you up with Pokeballs so you can do that. It's great. Also, if you were wondering about the accent, Bagel redeemed his loyalty points with me to get me to talk with an Australian accent for the rest of the stream. So that's why I'm talking with a shitty Australian accent. And now I'm talking about my experiences traveling to Australia whenever I got to go. That was a lot of fun. I won't repeat it all, but it was a good time. If you're interested in hearing my stories about Australia, it'll be in the VOD. But God damn this Zubat, it shouldn't be this hard. There we go. That should catch it. It is one of those things, with whatever accent you're doing, the more... It's just not one to get caught. the more you speak with it, if you just start rambling, it'll start becoming more and more natural. I still sound pretty bogan, but that's alright. It was very funny how the internet it's the same anywhere you go, like video games and stuff. My sister's boyfriend was playing a lot of Call of Duty while I was over there, and he'd be in voice chat playing online. And my brain. He would be talking and I'd be hearing the other guys over Xbox Live a bit talking about like, oh, I'm fucking your mother, oh, and all this stuff. It was so funny hearing the insults be nearly identical to that of like the US. Same sort of bullshit, even over in the other side of the world. Now, of course, they were calling each other bogans and stuff, like stupid bogans and stuff. So, it was, again, that's Australia. For those of you who weren't here for that conversation, that's Australia's equivalent of hillbillies. So, it was just very funny. I had a really great time. We spent a lot of time in the apartment, but also the suburb that she lived in was so like safe and like I felt very safe and comfortable. I went on runs like every day. Multiple times. Oh, I went back up the way I came. I would just go out and jog around the neighborhood. It was really nice. It was a lot of fun. I think it's 128. I'll catch a few. I'll catch just a couple more, and then I will call it for the stream. And then, in my free time this afternoon, not that I'll have too much of it, but I may grind for shinies on my main profile just because I want to get my shinies now. I really need to beat the Elite Four on my main profile though, because I want Mewtwo so bad. I got the three birds, and I just need to get Mewtwo, and then I'll got it. I still need to, like, finish the Pokedex, though. I want to get a living Pokedex, and I want to get, I want to get, like, a lot of the shinies. I want to get, like, it won't be something I do immediately, but I really want to go through and catch one shiny for every Pokemon. This will be, like, years, but it would be a lot of fun for me. Because again, I like the catching mechanic. It's very relaxing to me. Which, who knows, I may stream some of that on my main profile, like, so you guys can watch that too. Who knows? So, you guys didn't seem too averse to the idea of me just grinding out catching Pokemon, but still, my poor Butterfree is like not. I guess I gotta use this revive on it. I'll get more later. It's not a big issue. Oh, I've got 3 of them already. Anyways, there you go. There you go, girl. Totally fine. It's like it never happened. I'm actually pretty near to the end of the cave, but I gotta fight Jesse and James and all that stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. It's been a lovely stream. Thanks for letting me reminisce about Australia and have fun goofing around with my Australian accent. Again, it's not perfect. some days is better than others, but I had a lot of fun with it nonetheless. Hopefully I didn't offend any Australianers. But thank you everybody so much for coming and hanging out. I had a wonderful time. I will be back this evening with something with the gang. It's either going to be Sea of Thieves or something. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's whatever they want to play. But it'll be about 7 o'clock Central Time this evening. we'll be playing that. So we'll see you all then, and then tomorrow. So bye bye.